From the first days of the Great Patriotic War, the Voronezh region was on the strengthened martial law. It was recommended that people and organizations protected themselves from air bombs by digging trenches. All bomb shelters were opened. A curfew was announced in the city. In the first weeks of the war in the region, about 60,000 people joined the ranks of the army. At the Voronezh aviation plant, attack aircraft were made. The Comintern plant began producing BM-13. The electrosignal plant mastered the production of radio stations. Dzerzhinsky plant and other enterprises also produced various weapons and ammunition for the army. On the 28th of June, in 1942, an operation codenamed Blau began. Its purpose was to capture Voronezh and develop the offensive in the direction of Stalingrad. On the 6th of July, the 5th Panzer Army of General Lysyakov launched a counterattack on the left flank of the German group. As a result, most of the 4th Panzer Army of Goth was drawn into the battle for Voronezh, which deprived it of the opportunity to develop an attack on the south along the Don. Difficult situation in which the wear-matched divisions were advancing on Voronezh was also recognized by the head of the German General Staff, Hauder, who made the following entries in his diary. The 24th Panzer Division and the Great Germany Division will seriously deplete their forces attacking Voronezh, which is well prepared for defense. Voronezh's battles are characterized by heavy losses. The famous English historian Anthony Beevor in his book Stalingrad states, "It was Voronezh starting with which the Red Army began to devote special attention to the defense of cities and not to the retention of arbitrary lines of defense on the map." The commander of the 40th Army, General Moskalenko, noted, "Soviet troops fought in the Voronezh region for 3 months. The overall operational result was very positive. The enemy was forced to completely maintain his group in the Voronezh region and to the northwest of it, lost the ability to deploy troops from here to Stalingrad and the Caucasus." General Kazakov noted, "The Voronezh front held at least 30 enemy divisions, which would be very useful to the Nazi command near Stalingrad, in front of it." The liberation of the temporarily occupied areas began during Operation Little Saturn, which was a part of the Battle of Stalingrad. The entire territory of the Voronezh region was liberated during 2 Upper Don offensive operations of the Soviet troops, Ostrogozhsk-Rossoshanskaya and Voronezh-Kostornenskaya. The Ostrogozhsk-Rossoshanskaya operation was a great example of a frontal offensive operation during the Great Patriotic War. Soviet military historians called it Stalingrad on the Upper Don. In the 15 days that the operation continued, the enemy's defense was broken through on a 250-kilometer stretch. In its course, the troops of 3 European states were defeated: the 24th German Panzer Corps, the Italian Alpine Corps of the 8th Italian Army, the main forces of the 2nd Hungarian Royal Army. In this operation, for the first time in the history of the Great Patriotic War, one front, in the face of an unfavorable balance of forces, successfully broke through the prepared defense in 3 directions. The encirclement and destruction of a large enemy group in winter conditions by part of the forces of one front in the Ostrogozhsk-Rossoshanskaya operation was a new step in the development of Soviet military art. There are no doubts that Voronezh was the site of major battles that played an important role in achieving a fundamental turning point during the Great Patriotic War and the entire Second World War.